Hey y'all, Christy Burke here, running for Congress in Tennessee's 1st District. I have a few minutes and I just wanted to share what has been going on in the Tri-Cities area in District 1 over the last 24 hours because it has been a wild ride. In just under 24 hours, we have showed up at the local courthouse to speak out against partnerships with ICE. We have marched the streets of downtown Kingsport and around the current representative's office, Diana Harshbarger, who was not in office today. And we also supported students who walked out of Science Hill High School in Johnson City right after that. And so it has been it's been nonstop. And real quick, I want to give an update on Dobyns-Bennett High School. The students at the high school were given a multitude of different punishments for their walkout the other day. Some of them were suspended for 1 day, some of them for 3 days. I've heard that some students were suspended for 7 to 10 days, which seems excessive. But there's been different reports on various punishments that students have received, which is very disappointing because I can understand if there's an unexcused absence, if maybe a day of in-school suspension for skipping class, but to give a harsher punishment because kids protested is so unconstitutional. I understand that they're there to learn, but if these students continue to live underneath this fascist regime that we are living under, they will not be able to learn in peace. They won't have a future. So the protest is so that they can preserve their future. And I would hope that the adults in their lives would understand that. And then today there was the walkout at Science Hill High School, which I was just so heartened by. I received several emails actually from people in the community who said that there was this walkout coming up and they asked if I would show up to support the students. And so I was not involved in the planning or the organizing of this. I just showed up so that I could be there to support them and to show them that the community cares. There are people that are fighting with them and for them. And other community members showed up too. They went up across the street and they held signs and they just showed their support for the students. And so I'm interested to see how the school handles this because I was told that they were gonna make an example out of these students, but when it's 130 plus students walking out, that's a large chunk of the school population. And I'm just wondering how you make an example out of so many students. And if so many students are risking their education, risking punishment so that they can stand up and beg the adults to represent them, to fight for them, maybe it's time to start listening to them. There are students walking out all over the country right now, all over the Tri-Cities. Maybe we need to be listening to them. And then last night we had the Sullivan County Commission meeting where they were voting to partner with ICE. And I think everyone who showed up knew how that would go, but we still showed up. We still let them know exactly how we feel. And I posted a video that's making its rounds. A lot of people were excited to see that so many people in the community showed up to speak out against this. And then we've also received a lot of comments from people who are so upset and bothered that there were cuss words that were used or that people raised their voices, that people showed up angry, or that we were outside chalking at the courthouse beforehand. There's been a lot of comments, and I understand there's a lot of bots and trolls. Some of these are real people. And I have to say that if you feel more offended and bothered by a cuss word, by a person being angry, by people showing up to make their voices heard, by chalk on the sidewalk, then you are the fact that American citizens are getting shot in the streets, are getting brutalized, that people are getting kidnapped, that undocumented immigrants who have never committed a crime are being treated like felons and brutalized in the streets and snatched up in vans and sent off to who knows where. More than you're offended by concentration camps being built, more than you are offended that the federal government is currently covering up a sex trafficking operation, a global sex trafficking operation that our president was involved in, more than you were offended that same president pardoned over 1,500 violent domestic terrorists that stormed our Capitol and attacked police officers. If you are more offended by us showing up angry that those things are happening than the fact that those things are happening, then I think it's time to seriously reevaluate your values, to consider what you prioritize, what's important to you, to think about what built this country and how our founding fathers responded to being taxed without being represented, which is exactly what happened in that meeting last night, where taxpayers showed up and they made their voices heard, and the people in those chairs still voted against the interests of the people. That is taxation without representation. And our founding fathers did a lot more than cuss and yell when they were being taxed without being represented. I encourage everyone to read down the Declaration of Independence, to read through the list of things that they were fighting against, that they were resisting, because that list looks very, very similar to what we're experiencing right now in the United States. And being American, being a patriot, is loving the people in your country, and not just the people that were born there, the people that are in the country, on the land. The Constitution applies to everyone that is on the land, no matter where they were born. We have ICE agents strapping weapons on, putting on masks to cover their identities, shooting American citizens in the streets, and then running away and getting a paid vacation on our tax dollars. We have ICE agents going to immigration hearings where people are about to swear in after having gone through the legal way, spent the money, spent the time doing the right and legal thing that MAGA says you're supposed to do, finding them while they're in line, ready to swear in, and snatching them up and deporting them before they get to actually swear in. And so if you know this is happening, and you are more offended that people are angry that it is happening than that it is happening, then it's really time to reevaluate where you stand. And ask yourself, are you really holding true American values? Do you really care about your neighbor? Do you care about humans? Do you care about people, their well-being and their future? Do you care about these kids who are fighting for their future and begging adults to fight for them? We have to stand up. And right now, we're not living in normal times. So responding as if we are living in normal times won't get anything done. And we don't have to be violent. We don't have to hurt anyone. We don't have to make threats. We don't have to storm the Capitol with weapons intending to hang the vice president. All we have to do is show up and use our voice. And when our voices are being ignored by the very people that take our tax dollars, then we have to get louder. We have to get more creative. If they're not listening, then we get louder. If they're still not listening, we use our chalk and we write it in front of their building. We have to do whatever we can to make our voices heard, and we do it peacefully. We do it without getting violent. We do it without being cruel to other Americans. MAGA can't say the same. MAGA stormed a Capitol. They spent half a day at the Capitol and then went home. Other than that, when have they protested? You know, we're told that things were so bad under Biden, that that Biden and the Democrats were just destroying the country. Okay, they say about Biden what we are saying about Trump. But the difference that I'm noticing is that we show up every single day and we make our voices heard, and we don't back down. We go to these meetings, we show up for protest, we walk out, we march, we do the things we're supposed to do, because before we do all that, we make our calls, we send our emails, and nobody's listening, nobody's representing us, and they're currently dismantling our entire system. They're destroying everything that makes America great, and they are exploiting the people of America. They are stealing from us so they can profit and gain power. And then they're going to use that to oppress us so we can't fight back. And so the least we could do is respond accordingly, because this is not normal, this is not okay, and so we have to respond as if it's not. There's a lot of people out there that have been told that people like me hate America, that we hate the country and we want to destroy it. And I'm out here asking for health care for my neighbors. I'm asking for our communities to benefit from our tax dollars. I'm asking for affordable housing and affordable food. I'm asking for a fair tax system where the billionaires don't get to just take, and we have to just suffer with the scraps. I'm asking for humane treatment of immigrants, not storming the streets and terrorizing people just because they overstayed a visa. They committed a civil offense. We have to protect one another from the government, from these people in power that want to oppress us and take everything away from us, that are using Christianity as a tool, as a weapon against us. Nobody is safe in this. Whether you're white, you're black, you're Christian, you're not Christian, you are documented or undocumented, no matter who you are in America right now, you're not safe. Even if you are a loyal supporter of Trump, you're still not safe because Trump turns on everyone. He turns on everyone. I'm ready for a new way forward, and I will do everything in my power to show my community that's what I'm here for. Trump and the loyalists in East Tennessee, the Trump loyalists in East Tennessee, they don't care about you. They don't want to listen to you. They don't want to hear what you have to say. They're doing what's best for themselves, for their own pockets, for their own personal power, and they do not care about helping their communities. It's time for all of us to care enough to stand up and to get loud.